Hey friends, Mr. Barry here. Welcome back to gym class. Today, we're gonna be learning how to throw a Frisbee. Different ways that we can do that. Now, if you don't have a Frisbee at home, that's okay. What I want you to do is to find some paper plates. And you're probably gonna need about 7 of them stacked together. And then you're just gonna tape the edges of the paper plates together, and then it's going to give a little weight to it where you can actually throw it. If you just try throwing one paper plate, it's not going to go very far. But if you tape about 7 or 8 of them together on the sides, it'll actually resemble a Frisbee. It'll have the same little rim around where the air can get caught, causing it to travel, and it'll have enough weight to actually fly. So you can make your own Frisbee. If you're throwing the Frisbee indoors, it's probably best to make the paper plate version anyway, in case you miss. If you can today, try to have a partner to throw the Frisbee to. If not, then use the paper plates and just throw them into the wall. Or if you have a partner that's willing to go outside, you can do that too. Go ahead, get those paper plates, and we'll get started. All right, now that you got your Frisbee or your paper plate version, let's talk about throwing and catching. When you catch the Frisbee or any object, what part of our body do we want to catch the Frisbee with? That's right, your hands, okay? You want to use your hands. Don't use your body, don't use your face, okay? You don't use your face to catch the Frisbee. You don't use your body because it could bounce off. We want to get our hands out in front. Okay, if it's up high, we can have our thumbs closer together. If it's down low, pinkies together. Okay, that's how we catch an object, always with our hands. Now in Frisbee, you can also use the alligator tactic. And it's just like it's an alligator mouth. And as the Frisbee comes, I'm just gonna go up on top of it, and I'm gonna catch it like an alligator, or I could catch it with one hand. Okay, with the thumb underneath. Okay, just like that. Or, like I said before, the thumb's on top. If you're catching down here, or if you're down low, you have your pinkies closer together. That'll work too, as long as you're using your hands. So that's how you catch a Frisbee. All right, now let's learn how to throw the Frisbee. There's 2 main keys that you need to know. Number 1, the Frisbee must always be level when you throw it. Okay, if I throw the Frisbee at an angle like this, or like this, it is not gonna fly very well. The Frisbee's gonna curve and smash into the ground. So we need to keep the Frisbee level. Okay, the other key is that we need to spin the Frisbee by flicking our wrist. Okay, Frisbee is all in your wrist. It's not so much in your arm. It's all actually in how you move your wrist. So if I have it nice and level, I'm just gonna flick it out, nice and level. Remember, if I turn it, it's gonna go up and crash down. If I turn it this way, it's gonna go to the side, crash down. It's nice and level. I'm gonna bring it across my body, and then as I bring my arm out, I'm just gonna flick my wrist. Like say my target's down there, I'm actually gonna step, bring my arm out, and flick my wrist. Okay, so level, rule number 1. Rule number 2, okay, you gotta give some spin to the Frisbee by flicking your wrist. If you do those 2 things, you have a pretty good Frisbee throw. Some other things to remember is that you're actually gonna step towards your target too. So if I was throwing at you, I'm gonna step with the same foot as my throwing hand. Now that is very different than most sports. In most sports, we always step with our opposite foot. So if I was throwing with my right hand, normally I would step with my left so that I could bring my hips in as I'm throwing. But in Frisbee, you're actually gonna step out with that same foot as you throw. Okay, so I'm gonna step right at my target, and as I do that, my arm is gonna come across my body, back out, and when it comes out at the end is when I snap it. And when I snap release, you're gonna see the Frisbee throw. Now just watch me, I'm gonna throw a couple against the wall, and then you can go ahead and you can practice with me, all right? So I got my Frisbee. Is it level? It is. Is this level? No. Is this level? No. This is nice and level. I'm gonna bring it across my body, and I'm just gonna step at the wall as I do it. Just watch the Frisbee, okay? Nice and easy, and throw. Now I'm gonna do the same thing again, just so you can see. All I'm doing is snapping my wrist. I can even do it without a step. Okay, I'll even do it just watching you so you can see it's nice and level. Nice little snap on your wrist, and that Frisbee is gonna travel in whatever direction you release it. Whatever direction my arm goes, that's where the Frisbee is going to go. Now, there is some other ways that you can use a Frisbee. You can also do what's called a flick. We don't have to learn this one. This one is if you really want to practice an advanced strategy, but the way you do it is you put 2 fingers underneath, kind of like a peace symbol. They actually go underneath. Normally, you're actually grabbing the Frisbee with your thumb on top. I should have told you that earlier. Okay, almost like just going to shake hands with the Frisbee. All right, my thumb is on top. That's a normal grip if I'm doing a backhand throw, which is the common throw. But I can also do a peace symbol and have my thumb on top, kind of the opposite. And instead of throwing this way, that is the kind of throw this way, which is very useful if you ever play the sport of ultimate Frisbee. And in this one, same thing, nice and level. It's on my wrist, it's coming across and snapping it out, and that Frisbee is going to fly. That's called a flick, also a forehand throw. The reason that's useful, if you're playing ultimate Frisbee and someone's guarding you, similar to basketball, I could fake come in with the backhand and then come back here with the flick or back with the backhand, and that gives me a lot of options to actually release the Frisbee. All right, let's practice some more throws together, and then I'll show you what a couple further throws look like. We'll see if I can throw the Frisbee across the whole gym. Do you think I can do it? All right, we'll see. All right, practice with me. Throw it either to your partner or against the wall. Remember, I'm stepping at my target. I'm going to step. Okay, my arms be nice and level. The Frisbee's going to be level, and I'm going to use my wrist. Okay, that's going to snap the Frisbee and give the Frisbee its spin. Go ahead and step and throw. Excellent. That was a very nice throw that you did there. Let's do it again. Same thing. Face your target. Go ahead, step at that target. Bring your arm across your body and release. Go ahead and release that arm as you throw it out. Let's do that again. I'll do a flick this time. Very similar thing. I'm still going to step. Okay, still going to be the same foot as my throwing arm. So go ahead and step and release. Step and release. Remember, that's one that you can practice. There's even one where you put just your thumb underneath like this. You can also throw a Frisbee this way, kind of similar to the flick. It's another way that you can throw it. Let's do 2 more. 2 more of the backhand throws. Remember, it's like I'm shaking hands with the Frisbee. That's how I normally hold it. Step and throw. Step and throw. Okay, nice flick of the wrist as you do it. Let's do 1 more. I'm proud of you, friends. You're doing an outstanding job. Step and throw. Very nice. All right, friends, let's see if Mr. Barry can throw the Frisbee across the entire gym. Whoa! Do you think I can do it? All right, let's see. Now, you can do this along with me. You can try an even deeper or further throw to your partner or against the wall. Just be careful. Hopefully, if you're throwing inside, you're using the paper plate version. So let's see. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to do the flick version. Woo! Beautiful. Right onto the wall. You see that? Outstanding job, friends. I want you to keep working on your Frisbee throws for about another 10 minutes. Remember the 2 biggest keys, which are what? The Frisbee needs to be level. Good. Not tilted, not to the side. It'll go up, it'll crash. Nice and level as you're throwing. And the other biggest one, use your wrist. Okay, I'm flicking my wrist as I bring it. That gives the Frisbee the spin that it needs to travel across through the air. So nice and level, flick the wrist. For grip, remember, put your thumb on top like you're shaking hand with the Frisbee and step at your target as you throw across your body and then snap. But the biggest things, wrist level. Outstanding job. Keep practicing, friends, and I will see you next time for gym class. Bye.